Hello, I am not a psychologist. I am Alexis Perkins. I'm sure you're all familiar with referring to a person as being toxic. But if you're not, here are some warning signs in case you may unwittingly be in a toxic friendship or relationship. We all have toxic traits. For example, my toxic trait is that I'm a big fan of ignoring problems until they go away. I'm great at it, been doing it my whole life. I can do it in my sleep. Actually, in this case, that's one of the easiest ways to do that. I can do it when the problem's staring me right in the face. I'm conflicted about referring to someone as being toxic, as opposed to, yeah, they did some toxic things. But then again, I'm not the fool me once, 3 strikes you're out type. I don't know anything about sports or their helpful metaphors, so being friends with me, you can get away with a lot. Probably not something I should broadcast about myself, but I'm working on it. What I'm trying to say is that it hurts me to blacklist someone as, you're a toxic person, therefore everything you do and say is steeped in 7 layers of oh no-nos. We should just load you into a catapult and fling you off to the Antipodes Islands where you can never hurt anybody ever again. That being said, I totally had a toxic friend. She was a trip. A long trip. A trip that I willingly went on for 7 years. All aboard the true train. This really happened to me. My toxic friend. I always idealistically believed that she had this very small but warm gooey center that only I could reach. You know, the type of thing that people in abusive relationships say about their partners. Like, I can change her. And we had both experienced similar traumas in our lives, so I really felt for her. You know, I tried not to take it personally when she was hypercritical or violated my boundaries, or when she'd wildly vacillate between powerful emotions and playing the victim to gain control over our entire dynamic, just to name a few of her favorites. But after like 5 years of friendship, I realized she was really riding the wave of my empathy, like shredding the gnar, bruh. Somehow I still thought, she just needs a good friend to be there for her, right? Right? Now I'm like, not my circus, not my monkeys. After 7 years, I think that's fair. And at the end, we weren't just friends. We were coworkers and roommates.
Oh my God, they were roommates.
She had gotten me my first job in LA, so we ended up sitting at the same desk. She turned me against my roommates and then was like, come live with me. It was strange. The more time I gave her, the more she'd demand. At the same time, she'd be like, you spend way too much time with your boyfriend. It's unhealthy. In my head, I was like, well, it's not like I have a lot of spare time because I work with you, live with you, work out with you, get dinner with you, and follow you around on the weekends doing things I don't enjoy so you can generate content for your Instagram. And you want to plan international trips with me? But sure, seeing my boyfriend 3 times a week is unhealthy. He's my husband now, and we have a robustly loving and healthy relationship. So I think that was time well spent, despite her unpromptedly placing bets on when he'd break up with me. When she first moved to LA, she told me, Alexis, in Minnesota, people thought I was a bitch. But in LA, I'm just normal. And I was like, hold up. You know you're a bitch. It was the sci-fi horror equivalent of a computer becoming self-aware and reaching the singularity all at once. In college, when people would call her that behind her back, I defended her. If I could get all of the energy I expended defending her back, I think it could power an entire display of lava lamps for over a year. Which is really saying something because lava lamps are really energy inefficient, and so are my efforts. Sorry, lava lamp. You cute though. It's a double-edged sword living in LA though. She's been knocked down in the ranks of external beauty. She long lamented, her words, Alexis, in Minnesota, I'm a 10. Stone cold. In LA, I'm like a 7.5, and you're like a 7 in Minnesota, so don't move here. Yeah, she warned me not to move here because I'm not hot enough. But it was too cold in Minnesota and I'm too dumb for New York. So here I still am almost 5 years later. There was a study that said if you've been friends with someone for 7 years, you'll likely be friends for life. That's not a hard fact, thank God. After 7 years of friendship, she quit talking to me. Pretty inexplicably. This is literally how it went down. It's gonna sound so stupid to you, I hope, but it's so stupid that I couldn't make it up. one fateful Saturday morning, she asked me if I wanted to go out with her friends that night. And I had just been diagnosed with a chronic illness the day before. It's like, no biggie, I just might not be able to have children in the future if I want to. So I said I wasn't really in the mood, but I would think about it. Maybe, I'll see what I can do, maybe. Next time I saw her was around 8 p.m. when she handed me a double shot of tequila and was like, drink this. And I was like, do I have to though? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, but maybe I don't though. Maybe I just set it down over here. Then she went to finish getting ready. Half an hour later, I was like, hey, is it okay if I don't go tonight? I'm just really not feeling up to going out. And she flipped out like this was her, well, that's it, Alexis. That's it. I'm never inviting you out with my friends ever again. And I asked, like, wait, like, for real skis? Like, can we talk about this? And then she called an Uber and we haven't spoken since. To be fair, she did warn me she'd do this months in advance. It was a quiet day at work. She looked over at me and she said, one day I'm gonna cut you out of my life when you're no longer useful to me. I told her, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, I'm a true blue friend who has your best interest in mind. Like, who's gonna talk you down from buying a Gucci belt and instead get you to make a payment on your student loan? She cryptically said, there's nothing I can do about it. All right, the gloves are coming off. It became one of those rare moments where I was like, I know you think that I wouldn't survive without you to baseline proofread my emails and unsolicitedly tell me when I've gained relationship weight, but you need me far more than I need you. And I don't need you to proofread my emails. I have Grammarly. I just do that to boost your good confidence. There's good and bad confidence. It's like cholesterol. And you have way too much bad confidence because the only thing that you value about yourself is that you're hot. But you're also a capable young woman with potential. And you don't recognize it in yourself, but you do in me, so you put me down. So in reality, I would be a lot better off without you, but I really hope you don't cut me out of your life for your sake.
Hi, yes, I'm editing this video right now, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to all the people that have seen this side of me in real life. It's a very small handful of people. If you ever see this side of me, it means you have pushed me too far, and you will be reprimanded, and you will regret it. Okay, peace out.
She burst into tears and then, through her crying, confided in me that she treated me the way she did because she was really jealous of me. And HR had to get involved, which wasn't the first time, and it wasn't the last. When she quit talking to me, it actually took a while for it to dawn on me that she was giving me the silent treatment, because I'd say hi to her and she wouldn't even look at me. But that didn't set off any alarms because that was normal. I mean, it wasn't normal, but it was normalized. I'd say hi to her, get no response. Sometimes I'd ask to use our shared bathroom when she was doing her skincare routine, and she'd tell me to piss myself. I just never knew what I was gonna get. I'm realizing, telling this story, it's really confusing. Like, why would you be friends with a person like this for 7 years? She had her nice moments. Like, if somebody besides her was mean to me, she would flip out. Like, she'd be very protective almost. She'd call me like endearing nicknames. She'd give me blueberries. I don't know. There's a lot of things that go into these types of friendships that make them work for so long. And I'm just a very long-suffering human who should really put their foot down more. I was not the first friend she cut out. I'm not even the first roommate she did this to. But here's the thing. You can give a friend the silent treatment. I'm not saying you should, but you can. But your roommate? You can't give your roommate the silent treatment because I need to know if you want to go in on these bulk paper towels on Amazon. We have a home to maintain. Also, it's high-key dehumanizing and made me feel unwelcome in my own home. But toilet paper, soap, coffee filters. As the office manager of that household, she made my job really hard. Eventually, I just moved out after 2 months of that. I don't think that she ever expected that by doing what she did, it'd result in us not being friends anymore. I think it was just another one of her tactics, and she assumed that I would fix things. But like, if you give Dobby a sock, he's not gonna turn it down. He's a free elf now. I'm Dobby in this situation. Honestly, she gave me a really easy out of a toxic friendship. And it all goes to show that I've always been right, that if you're just dedicated long enough to ignoring a problem, it will go away. That's not what we should learn from this, but ugh, if you've ever been there, let me know. I'm sorry. Sorry you were there as well, and I hope you can laugh about it now. Let's just all strive to curb our own toxic traits, and as Tanae Edwards once said, you must find the courage to leave the table if respect is no longer being served. Want to make a video, but someone's car alarm is going off.